Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to this live stream. You're coming to you. You know, I just want to come on here and talk about my grievances with Sony. But before that, I hope all is well with y'all that come across this live stream. The few that comes across, hope everything going well in your world. You know, yesterday was the 4th of July. I don't obtain that. I don't celebrate that bull crap. I ain't making some extra money to at my job doing overtime. So even though I don't observe these holidays, if I gotta work my job, I'm going to get that holiday pay. You best believe that. Because you got some over religious people, oh man, don't go work them holidays. Screw that. If your job offer you a holiday bonus, even though you don't observe those holidays, go get your money. Go get your money. I just want to put that out there. Go get your money. Go get your money. But what I want to say, what time it is? About like 10 in the morning, 4 minutes after 10. But I don't know what's becoming of Sony. These diabolical authorities of Sony, who's in charge of PlayStation, allegedly in the year 2028, they are doing away with disc content. No more game disc production. Now we know you still got a good amount of people out there that like to collect physical media. But that's going to all be a thing of the past. And I seen it coming because it all started with DVDs, CDs, now that Blu-rays. If you go to your local Walmart, the DVD section and the Blu-ray section is smaller now. It used to be huge, especially Best Buy. Any retail store, you go to any retailer, back like in the 90s, in the early 2000s, that's when it was booming, physical media. I mean, going to the mall, you had Sam Goody, which became FYE. You had Suncoast. By the way, they was expensive. I remember going up in Suncoast, buying them expensive VHS DVD tapes with 3-4 episodes. You paying what, 3-4 episodes for $30. So that's like $10 per Dragon Ball Z episode. But it was worth it though, because that's when I was in the peak of Dragon Ball Z fandom. Me, my cousins and friends, back then. Physical media, most millennials and Gen X, we grew up with physical media, man. That, especially millennials, Gen X, some maybe a few Gen Z. But for millennials, that was the peak of our childhood, physical media. And now you got these buffoons in 2026 talking about in 2028 they want to do away with making game discs. Now, don't get me wrong, I still buy games digitally, but I still buy physical games. If it's a game I want to get, I still rather get physical copies, but we know the majority of the games they produce in the day, they're not making them discs. They're putting them on digital platforms. And what I see out of this is like they don't want you to own your games no more. They basically, that's the future of Sony. You're going to be renting games. And the crazy part about it, even if you buy your games, say if you buy a game, right, and you paid for it digitally, Sony going to have the authority to stop your game from running on your system. And say if they lose some type of license with a certain company that develop a certain type of game, they have every right to remove it out your library. So, and no refund with that. That's highway robbery. My thing is, if you pay for something, it's yours. Especially a video game. If you pay for something, you're supposed to own it for life. Not no more. When it comes to gamers, it's like they hate gamers. These developers, these companies, they really hate gamers. They just need to call a spade a spade. They hate gamers. They only care about our money, especially Sony. Those greedy bastards at Sony only care about our money. You know, they only care about our money. They don't care about our input, our thoughts. They only care about our money. That's how Sony get down. They some greedy dogs. You know, they could never have enough. They never satisfied. Why you think they keep raising the price of the PlayStation Network subscription? You got 3 tiers of that bullshit. Really, you just need one level. You know, you got 3 levels. You got the basic, the premium, and I think the basic, the essential, and the premium. I think the premium is the expensive one. You got 3 levels of PlayStation Network. You don't need 3 levels of that shit. But Sony don't care. They don't care. They only care about harvesting our money. And we gonna pay, and we still pay these bastards, including myself. So when the PlayStation, I seen content creators on YouTube, it's all over the gaming sector of YouTube, people talking about it. They talking about they not gonna even get on a PlayStation 6. They're not gonna even get a PlayStation 6. You know? They're not gonna get a PlayStation 6 because it's already see the writing on the wall. The PlayStation 6 is gonna be digital only. And I think the PS6 gonna come out in 2028. You see, Sony know what they doing. They know what they doing. They know what the hell they doing. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. So the PlayStation came on the scene 1994. That's when the first PlayStation came on the scene, 1994. I was in 4th grade. And I want to say me and my brother got our PlayStation Christmas, I think 2 years after. It had to be when we was in 7th grade when we got our PlayStation for Christmas. Me and my brother. My first few games was Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal, man. Twisted Metal 1. And I think my brother's first game was NBA Live 1998. Live 98, the basketball game. We had a few games, you know, for PlayStation. And I still got all my PlayStation discs. They're in my parents' house, though. I got all my old PlayStation games, all my old PS2 games. Yep. And that's what's going to end up happening. You're going to have a lot of people going. That's what's going on now. People going back to retro gaming. They going to like these stores. They going to the pawn shops, buying these old physical games. That's what's going to end up happening. That's what's going to end up happening. Because Sony want to come with this bull crap. No more physical games. Digital only. They doing that for control. They want to control the games. They want to control your games. Like the saying goes, you will own nothing and you will be happy. That's with everything in life, man. That's wrong. It's bad enough you don't even own your land because you got to pay property tax. You know, if you pay your house off, if you're a homeowner, you pay your house off. I mean, you pay your whole mortgage off, every red cent of it, every goddamn red cent. And you don't pay that property tax, man. Somebody pay that property tax, that house is theirs. That's just straight up wrong. That's wicked. That's straight up wicked. You know, you don't even own the land you got your house on because you still got to pay property tax. That's bull crap, man. That's a bunch of bull crap. You know. But yeah, this is stupid what Sony doing. They on some bull crap, Sony. The CEO, man, like I said, these corporate son of a guns and suits, man, they need to be stomped out, man. They need to be pulled out their office and beat up by the fans for making these stupid decisions. You know, because they can't get away with this. You know, gamers need to band together like some barbarians and go hunt these officials down and just stomp them out, man. You know, because that's what they did in the ancient world. When the barbarian tribes got tired of Rome bull crap, they got tired of Rome bullshit. They wait till Rome got weakened and all them Germanic tribes band together and they burned Rome to the fucking ground and destroyed Rome. Them barbarian tribes, the Germanic tribes. You know, and that's what the gamers need to do. They need to band together, you know, in droves and protest and just destroy the Sony headquarters. Do something, man. But we know that's not going to happen because a lot of people brainwashed due to fear. You know, they let these companies keep screwing them over. You know, already know the PlayStation 6 going to be starting at least $1,000. So And then you see what's bad about digital games? They not gonna go on sale. And that's another thing. They going against the retailers too, because that's one thing about physical games. These retailers will have these games on sale at their own price. For example, Walmart. Say if a game come out this year, a physical game, Walmart will drop that price within a few months, especially around Black Friday. And they don't want that. They want their own, they want control. Sony want control. Now, granted, you do got good sales in the PlayStation Network store, but you gotta wait. That's how I get most of my games. I wait till them damn games go on sale. That's the best thing to do. Because these days you're paying full price for a half finished game. You're gonna get the other percentage through microtransactions or DLC. See, back then we never had to deal with that, like in the 90s and the early 2000s, like in the PlayStation 1, PS2 era. That DLC really didn't start coming on the scene until late PS3 and early PS4. That's when we started being exposed to DLC. And PS3, like late PS3 era. But like PlayStation 1 and PS2, we didn't have no DLC nonsense. At least we got the whole game on a disc. Yep. Now these days you paying what? Like for example, you got Grand Theft Auto 6, $100 for the deluxe edition, a freaking $100 for GTA 6. People still gonna be playing it too. You got people already playing it, taking a whole vacation just to play it. But they never showed no gameplay yet. What's up with that, Rockstar? Why y'all never show no gameplay yet? You know, something ain't right about that. Y'all ain't showing no gameplay. Y'all just showing the trailers, you know, but y'all not showing no gameplay of GTA 6. You know, like I tell people, I'm not in a rush. I play Grand Theft Auto, but I'm not too big on it. I'm not a diehard Grand Theft Auto fan. You know, like I could care less when it be released because I want to play other games. I'll be playing other games. You know, I get it when I get it. If I don't, it's like I'm not in a rush to get GTA 6. To be honest, you know, everybody. I really want Elder Scrolls 6. I want Elder Scrolls 6, but Bethesda on some bull crap, man. Like I said, a lot of these gaming studios and Xbox ain't doing no better either, because Xbox closing a few of their studios that develop games, and I think Obsidian is on the list, and I don't like that because I want to see a Avowed 2, I want to see Pillars of Eternity 3, and if Xbox decide to close down Obsidian Studios, man, we may not get Pillars of Eternity 3 or Avowed 2, you know. So I mean, the gaming industry is hurting right now, and it's hurting itself. It's not the gamers' fault. It's the gaming companies hurting themselves. You know, especially Sony. Sony is so feminized right now. They're making games with too many female protagonists. I'm not getting that new God of War game, God of War Lawfree, whatever you call that bullshit. I'm not getting that bullshit. You know, I'm not getting that bullshit, man. Sony hurting itself. Why the fuck I want to play with Kratos' dead wife, man? I want to play with that damn ugly ass bitch. Yeah, she look ugly. She look like a post-war, dried up Viking bitch. That's what she look like. You know, I don't want to play a game with, you know, and I don't mind playing games with female protagonists. Don't get it twisted. But she gotta look something. She gotta be something to look at. You know, something, you know, to look at, you know. And don't be a man basher. Don't try to usurp the authority of a man. You know. And they want to get mad at the games because we don't want to support that bullshit. You can't get mad at it. The customers are gonna always be right. You know, to a certain extent now. Don't get it twisted. Customers not always right. But when it comes to this gaming shit, the fans and the customers got the right of way. I'm speaking for gamers, the gaming industry. When it comes to customers in the gaming industry, yeah, we always right. The customers give us what we want. But Sony, y'all want to continue to give us what we don't want. For example, like that Conrad game. That Conrad game did so horrible, they had to remove it off the PlayStation Network. Yeah, we don't want to play crap like that. We don't want to play no We don't want to play no woke bullshit. Now, when it comes to the wokeness, when I mean by woke, games that push the certain politics, that want to push certain agendas. Because I want games with black characters and people of color. I like video games with black characters and people of color. To me, that's not woke. Just because you put a black man or black woman in a fucking video game, don't say it's woke. You got these grifters. They always want to cry the woke word when they see black characters in the game. Shut the fuck up. All these big YouTubers, these big channels, every time they see a black woman or a black character in the game, or any people of color, oh, the game woke, the game woke. You got some motherfuckers saying Baldur's Gate 3 is woke. Why? Because I could create a black elf, a black dwarf. Shut the fuck up. I want to play as a black elf. I want to play as a black orc. I'll play as a black human. I don't give a fuck. Give me the ability to create a melanated, non-human or human character, and I'm sold. That's not woke. That's shown representation of everybody. Because most people want to play a game. If you could create a character that has your identity, don't matter if you Asian, black, Hispanic, East Indian, Russian, whatever. That's just human nature. If you could create a character in the game, you want to create a character that has your identity. That's just logic. That's human logic. And unfortunately, there's a game that's not going to allow us to do that. That new Exodus game, that space game, so going to be the spiritual successor of Mass Effect. Get the hell out of here. And y'all not offering no character creation? Man, I'm sorry. I don't want to play as no generic white character, man. No pasty white character. I want to create me a black character, man. In Exodus, that new science fiction game supposed to be coming out. How the hell and y'all want to say it's an action RPG? Shucks. That's the whole key point of an RPG game, creating a character. And y'all go deny us that right? A lot of people mad. They say they cancel their pre-orders. They removed it from the wish list. Exodus. Yeah. These like I say, they hate gamers. These companies, these developers, they hate gamers, but they want our money. It's like they have a love-hate relationship with us. They hate us, but they want our money. They love our money. They hate us because we don't want to support the bullshit they putting out, but they love us when we pay for it with our money. It's crazy. It's like gamers and these gaming companies got a toxic relationship or something, But yeah, because when I was watching Slander Gaming the other day, he was ranting about it too. He was, so shout out to Slander Gaming. He was like, I'm sorry, I still want to create me a black character. I don't want to play as no generic white character. I'll say, yeah. Now they say you're not gonna be able to create a character, but you're gonna be able to change the generic character hairstyle, maybe give him a beard, give him tattoos. That's half-ass. You might as well just have a full-blown character creation. If you could change the character hairstyle, right, and change them up a little bit, but they say no character creation, but you're gonna be able to choose either a generic male or female character. Man, that's some bullshit. So I might not even get the game because I want to play that game. It looked like it was a good game. And y'all want to say that was a spiritual successor of Mass Effect, man? Y'all need to shut up, man. Y'all can't even go toe to toe with Mass Effect Andromeda Exodus, and that's the worst of the Mass Effect in a Mass Effect franchise. Because the trilogy with Commander Shepard was, like I say, out of the franchise, Mass Effect 2 is the best game, hands down. It's undebatable. Mass Effect 2 is the best Mass Effect in the franchise. They all good. Don't get me wrong. Andromeda is the worst. One is decent. Mass Effect 1 is decent, but Mass Effect 2 is peak. Mass Effect 2 is peak, in my opinion. Andromeda is garbage, And y'all want to say this new Exodus game gonna be the spiritual successor of Mass Effect, man? Y'all tripping. Y'all delusional. With no character creation. How y'all gonna compare that to Mass Effect and y'all not going to even having a character creation? And don't get me wrong, the Mass Effect character creation, it wasn't peak. It wasn't that peak. But at least you could have created a black Commander Shepard, though. At least you could have created a black Commander Shepard, you know. And that's what I do. I tell it to any black gamer. Create your black character. What's the point of creating a white character? And you know, and you're not even that nationality, you know. Yep. But anyway, that's bull crap with Sony doing all. So in 2028, no more physical games. No more physical games. But that's gonna be the future. They want a digital society because they could control digital stuff. They have like because they just had an incident with Sony remove some of them movies from their store due to certain licenses, and people that paid for all the movies, they lost all their movies. Yep. Yep, that's what it is, though. They want a ownerless society, a ownerless society. It's like it's a war against owners. They don't want you to own nothing. What's the point of working if you can't own anything? You know, you're supposed to be able to work and enjoy the fruits of your labor and own something. Even rich people don't own nothing. Don't get it twisted. Even the rich. I'm talking about the regular rich person. They might be a multi-millionaire. They don't even own nothing because they got to pay so much expenses. They probably got to pay just to keep their money, you know, in the bank or something. It's crazy out here. You know, if they own, say like the billionaires, if they got a yacht, they probably got to pay for that water. They probably got to pay for that certain body of water where they store their yacht at. Or they boats. You don't have to be a yacht. It could just be a big boat, you know, a regular boat. Yep. Everything going up. Like I was telling someone the other day when I went to Walmart, you know, and I decided to get me a can of soda water. So I put my dollar in because like it was $1.25. So I put my $1.25 in and I click it to select my soda. It said $1.50. So I was like, what? One more quarter. I kid you not. $1.50 for a can of a soda water. A can of soda water, $1.50. What the hell is wrong with that? You might as well get a bottle out the store if you go to Walmart. You might as well just, you know, like in the front of the self-checkout, how they have the soda waters in the bottle, you know, that you could buy. You might as well get that. Why spend $1.50 on a can of soda water? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. For a can of a soda water, $1.50. It's gonna go up to $1.75. Before you know, it's gonna be $2 for a can. It's gonna be $2. I'm telling you, people gonna start crashing out. Things gonna get so expensive. People gonna start. They already doing it in certain states. Like when they be having them smash and grabs. Don't get it twisted when you have mobs of people crash out, start busting them soda water machines and just taking that shit, you know, and just start taking it like a barbarian. Just take all them sodas out the machine. That's gonna end up happening. People gonna start caring less. They gonna come in as mobs, and they gonna start doing. They ain't gonna care if it's behind the glass. They gonna come with their tools, their hammers. They gonna make sure they have their face covered, and they gonna do smash and grabs in Walmart. You can't catch them all. Some of them gonna come armed. It's gonna get so crazy. People don't care. They gonna come with their weapons, and they want you to try to shop. They gonna try to dare you to stop them. They gonna shoot at you or stab you. It's gonna get so bad. It's gonna get so bad. People gonna become barbarians, and I don't blame them because things getting too expensive. You know, I'm for it. You know, I'm for it. Let them become barbarians because ain't nothing new under the sun. That's all a barbarian is a tribe of people that got tired of society bullshit and they just start doing what the fuck they want. But you know, what's good? What's good? Lost Prodigy, Lost. What's good? I'm talking about Sony, man. I'm pissed off with Sony, bro. I don't know if you know, in 2028 they stopping the disc content. They stop producing discs. It's like they hate gamers. They don't want us to be honest. Even if you buy digital games, they got the authority to stop your game from running on your system. It's like they want to control your console. You pay for the console. They want to control your console. It's bad enough the PlayStation 6 gonna be $1,000 starting. Excuse me. And that's the truth. I sneeze. That must be the truth. It's sad though. Like most of us that grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, man, we had physical media. We took pride in that. This is why I went back to PS2. A lot of people going back to retro gaming. That's why I kept all my consoles. I kept my PlayStation 1. I kept my PS2, PS3. I kept all that. I kept all that. Matter of fact, I think I got my PS2 in my closet. I think. I know I got my PS3 in there and PS4. I think my PS2 at my parents' house though. That's why I said I got so much stuff still at my parents' house. You know. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's sad though. And Xbox ain't doing any better. It's like the whole gaming industry is just weird right now. It's being run by some weirdos, some diabolical buffoons or something that don't know what they're doing. You know, all the CEOs of these gaming companies, like I think Xbox, they got a new CEO as a woman. You know, that's the CEO. I think her name is Asha or something. She must be from the Middle East. You know, she running Xbox. It's like the gaming industry is just doing bad as a whole. Rest in peace to the gaming as we know. It's like they don't. Yeah, that's one of. You know, it's like they want to kill the gaming hobby. It's bad enough people don't want to go out anymore because society is weird. You know, you got the men lonely men epidemic, whatever. But no, most men just getting tired of society. They'd rather be recluses, you know, because they tired of bullshit. That's why, like in the world of Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy, why you think wizards live in towers? Wizards don't want to be bothered by the bullshit of society. They'd rather just stay in their towers, study their magic, study their books, perfect their craft. Every wizard's dream to have a tower. Every archmage's dream is to have a high level wizard tower. Matter of fact, on Skyrim, there's a house you could get. A wizard is like a wizard tower. You know, it's like a man, I'm talking about Skyrim. Been ages since I played Skyrim. Shit, I should go play some Skyrim today. Shit. Yeah, society is definitely weird. I hate talking to people because of people dumbing with. Tell me about it, brother Lost. Tell me about it, man. Because a matter of fact, it's like that. When you go trying to get you something to eat at a fast food joint, it's like the quality of customer service is shitty. You know, and that's why I like watching Uncle Tim ranting reviews. Y'all need to check that brother out. He be telling it. He just don't give a damn. He tell how it is. Uncle Tim ranting reviews. He a collector. He be collecting like toys. He collect a lot of hats. He like wearing a lot of hats from sport teams. Y'all probably seen him in y'all YouTube feed. Uncle Tim, he kind of a heavy set dude, and he like wearing caps, like fitted caps. Uncle Tim ranting reviews. Not everybody, but majority. Yep. It's like people, man, just they just there. They not in the zone. They just there, you know. You know, if you go try to get you something to eat, or go, it don't have to be, or even going to the checkout, they give you that stare. You know, that so-called Gen Z stare. But it's, speaking of toys, did you see my Bardock? Nah, I'm gonna have to go check out your collection. Yeah, I've been kind of holding back on getting figures right now because I gotta spend other money on other things, you know, bills and other certain things that I want. But I thought about getting me another figure though, because when I went to Walmart out of town the other day, I seen a Itachi super figure collection. They had a Itachi Pain, and when I went to Barnes and Noble, they had a nice Hiei Ban Pretzel figure. But I ended up getting me some books instead at Barnes and Noble. Look at my shorts when you get time. Okay. Yeah. Shit's like, Oh yeah, she like I had to work. I had to work some extra. I made some overtime yesterday. They had me working in pack out. She boy, that was a workout. Boy, they doing that manual labor. Boy, my body's still aching. Felt like I was in a gym. Felt like I'm still tight. Boy, that was a workout indeed. They right about that. She, oh yeah. I got mad respect for them workers back there, man. They doing that manual labor 12 hours a day. Shit. Well, okay, I got my money though. I got my extra holiday pay. Shit, yeah. I feel you, bro. We gotta get back, lock in, and get right back in spirit. Yeah. Oh yeah, well, I'm still tight. Well, I feel like I was in a wrestling match. Just imagine what wrestlers go through. I bet you their body be all aching every night because they wrestle every night in a wrestling, professional wrestling. Out of all the sports, professional wrestling, they don't even have an off season. That's crazy. They wrestle non-stop, 365, 24/7. My thing is, if y'all don't want to have an off season in wrestling, I think y'all should have a recovery week. Maybe have them wrestle for 3 weeks every month and have them take a week off or something every month. But they're not gonna do that though, because it's all about the money, especially in the WWE. You know, that's why a lot of these wrestlers, they all busted up when they get a certain age. They taking painkillers. Man, I bet you Undertaker still tabbing it up. Undertaker still taking that Laurel tab, even though he retired. Shit, I'm surprised Undertaker still could stand up straight. You know what I mean? I'm surprised he still could stand up straight, man. Busted up like he is. Everything watered down, especially game. Yeah, that's true. Everything is watered down in society. It's like the quality of things is just not there anymore. It's like they don't care about quality no more. Undertaker and Stone Cold was lit. Yeah, the Attitude Era. Oh yeah, that was peak. Attitude Era was peak. You know, you like we experienced the new generation. See, like in the 90s, growing up in the 90s, like the early 90s, that was the new generation era. Like with the rivalry between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, that was the new generation era. The early 90s, and then like the mid to late 90s, you had the Attitude Era. You know, in the 2000s, you had the Here Comes the Pain, Brock Lesnar. You know, till this day, like out of the PS2 games, Here Comes the Pain was the best SmackDown game. Here Comes the Pain. That was the best SmackDown game on PlayStation 2. You're right about that. We're the last generation to experience the fun. Yep. That's why I feel bad for the generations coming up, the younger generations, like Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, whatever. They're gonna be so in tune to digital stuff. They're not gonna know how it is to own a physical copy of anything because everything gonna be digital, subscription based. They gonna be a generation when they become adults, everything they gonna need in life, they're gonna have to pay a subscription. That's what it's like. They want you to be ownerless. They don't want you to own anything. Like they say you will own nothing and be happy. You know? And what's the point of working? What's the point of working if you can't enjoy the fruits of your labor by buying and owning? These children don't got nothing to do. That's why they crash out. Yeah, exactly. Bruh. They got toddlers. They got these social media clips of toddlers crashing out on their parents, disrespecting. When we was 2, 3 years old, we talked out of line like that, man. They have boppers on the mouth or spankers. Man, I'm children today, man, talking, I mean, just cussing at adults, cussing like sailors. I be like, we couldn't do that. We disrespect our elders, our parents. Man, we got slapped. We got whipped. We got bopped on the shoulder or something. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they crashing out. And it's going to be a lot of adults crashing out too when they can't afford to buy groceries. They're going to just be going up in the grocery store, just helping themselves and running out there with the shopping cart. Like I was talking about a few minutes ago, people going to start going to these stores and mobs, as groups of mobs coming with their tools and weapons, and they ain't going to care less. And they going to want somebody trying to stop them. And they will defend their stolen goods by any means necessary. It's like they want America to become a dystopian society. You know, they want this place to become a dystopian society because they want a dictatorship. You know, they want to dictate our lives. Yep, the mark of the beast. That's what I think is going to end up happening. Yep, the gaming industry going to the right. It's like they want you. You can't buy, sell. They don't want you to like. You gotta think about it. No more physical games, right? So in the retail stores, you're gonna probably have to pay for the code. You're gonna have to probably scan the code after you pay for it. Just download the digital game. You know, if you speaking so much on the game, you could get your game account shut down. Oh yeah, that is coming. You own it, bro. You own it. Matter of fact, I'm glad you commented that, because that's the route Sony going. I think if you speak, I think they're gonna start doing that, bro. Think about it, because if these content creators start speaking up against what Sony doing, they're gonna terminate your PS Network account, and you ain't gonna get all your games. They're gonna destroy. They're gonna remove all your games. It's a dictatorship. PS5 will be my last system, no lie. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. Who knows? I might save up to get me a gaming PC, a gaming laptop. I might go the stream route. I might save my coins and trying to get me an affordable gaming PC laptop, get a controller. Because you could use a game controller on a laptop or PC. If you don't want to use the mouse, you could use the game controller. They already listen to your chats in PlayStation. Ain't surprising. Yep. Ain't no privacy. You know, I mean, Sony, they want full control. They talking about play has no limits. That's a lie. They give you, they limited what you could do. Talking about, that's their slogan. Play has no limits. That's a freaking lie, Sony. You know, that's why I say, man, we need to put hands on, like the gamers need to find out these officials of Sony and stomp them out. They need their ass beat, man. Because how you can't take what already paid for? That's stealing from me. You know, that's stealing from me. If I buy something from the PlayStation Network store, it's mine for life. I paid for it. And then if I speak up against something that I don't like y'all doing, Sony, you could stop my account and take all my hard work, all the games I purchased. That's disrespectful. You know, they lucky I wasn't a virtual mic, because if I was a virtual mic, man, I'd be tearing up some people. If I was a virtual mic. The V in Viltrum stands for violence. Virtual might, the letter V in the word virtual might stands for violence. Because they some violent motherfuckers, virtual mites. Shit. They be ripping and tearing shit up and punching holes. Yep. Violent virtual mite. Yep. You know, don't call me if I was a virtual mite, don't call me Conquest. They'll probably call me Violet Child or Violet Man. King Violence. That's what they call me. King Violence. King V. You heard of Conquest? Conquest was indeed a formidable warrior. Who's this? I am King V. That is my name, King V, and the V stands for violence. Oh yeah, I can picture me being a virtual mite, probably be about a 7-foot tall virtual mite with a black 7-foot tall virtual mite with a full-grown beard, all the way down to my a long Hebrew beard with some long dreadlocks with gold rings in it. Yep. Oh yeah, King V. And you know, I could go to an AI chat generator and create a picture of that virtual mite. King V. Yep. I could have easily destroyed Conquest, but I let him live. I let him live. So you not on Thrag's side? I'm on nobody's side. I'm independent. I'm a free agent. I'm a galactic free agent. Then why you ain't gonna help us fight Thrag? Because it's your job, Invincible. It's your time to shine. You shine on the old galaxy side, and I'm gonna shine in another part of the galaxy. And if you want to get stronger, I could train you, Invincible. But you gotta let the violence reign. I'm not gonna do that, King V. That's because you got the human side in you. And I respect that. Because when you become King V, you lose track of what's good. And you don't need to go down that right. You got a good woman, Adam Eve. Stick to that. I had many women and many bastard children in the galaxy. And I'm afraid they're going to become violent dictators, some of them. And I might have to pit some of them down because there can only be one King V. I'm out of here. Now handle that with brag. King V the Ventromite. Yep. But anyway, back to the main topic. But yeah, these companies, they need a stomping, man. They need an ass whipping. Especially the CEO of Sony, that money hungry prick, you know, money hungry bastards. I think the powers that be pressure. Yeah, I think it's something under the table going on. You own it, bro. Because this is not right. I think, it's the elite. It's the elite putting their foot up Sony ass, man. It's got to be. It's got to be. They say, look, Sony, you got to get with the program. We want an ownerless society, so you got to go after the gamers. You know, y'all got to go after the gamers now. Yep. They want it like that. You ain't gonna own anything. It's like that with everything. Like when the children of today become adults, that's gonna be their reality. That's gonna be their reality. You know what? You know what I'm gonna go back to reading books, man. Because when I was in Barnes and Noble, I saw they had like the classic books like Call of the Wild, Moby Dick, all these classic children. I might go cop some of them books and start reading again. Cause I brought me a few Dungeons and Dragons information, but I brought the Encyclopedia of Dritz. You know, it break down like the lore, the certain magical items in the Dritz novels. I should go get me a Legend of Dritz novel, man. I could probably go to Barnes and Noble today. Should go get a quote. Cause I got me a graphic novel. You know, I got some graphic novels I could catch up on. You know, that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I'm gonna go start reading books, man. Start getting me some. I got, because when you read books, you learn how to, it can help you articulate better. You learn new words and shit. Gaming has no more interest to it at all. Yeah, because it's not the gamers' fault, it's the companies. Look what they're producing, especially Sony. Sony is a feminazi company now. All the recent games Sony been putting out was female protagonists. Like, I ain't getting that God of War bullshit, that God of War warfare. I'm not playing as Kratos' post-war Viking wife. I don't want to play as that heifer. Shit. If I want to play as a Viking woman, I just create a female Nord in Skyrim. You know what I mean? Shit. And I ain't even created a Nord yet. I've been playing Skyrim for what? A long time, and I still never created a Nord. Because I play as a red guard, an elf, or any other, or orc. I rarely create a Khajiit. Or, matter of fact, in Elder Scrolls Online, I created a Khajiit. Y'all probably seen gameplay footage with my Khajiit character in Elder Scrolls Online. The last God of War was 3. Great God of War was 3. Yeah. To be honest, a lot of people said that because they don't even like the new God of War games. They still rather when Kratos was younger, in the Greek pantheon. Yeah. Look how they had Thor and Odin design, man. That was the most worst. Odin and Thor, they had Odin looking like a meth addict, man. The All-Father of Norse mythology. Man, they had Thor with a beer belly, a damn drunk. They had Thor with that beer belly, boy. He was a drunk. And Odin looked like a damn meth addict. Like he was addicted to meth. In that new God of War Ragnarok. He looked like a meth addict. Yep. The new God of War was garbage. Oh, yeah, a lot of people really wasn't. Yeah. It don't make any sense. Okay, so Atreus is really Loki. Atreus supposed to be Loki. And Kratos' wife was a giantess. So how come in the new God of War Warface she ain't tall? She should be at least 7 to 8 feet tall, but she look like a normal sized woman. She's supposed to be a giantess. That's crazy. I'm not paying no God. I'm not buying that shit. I'm not playing God of War Warface. I'll play something else. I'll spend my money on something else. Or play something that's been out for years. You know. But you're going to have some people defending it. Oh, it's a great game. We get to play as Kratos' wife. No, they paying these reviewers to say good things about these games. They pay people off. Come on now, because the average gamer don't want to play that bull crap. They don't want to play no God of War. We should have had a new God of War with Kratos. That's Highway Rob. The game gonna be called God of War, but you got Kratos not the main character. That's like making a Sonic the Hedgehog game without Sonic. You get to play as Tails, Knuckles, and other characters, but Sonic not even in the game. He not even mentioned in the game. He not even in the cutscenes. He's not even there. He's like he don't exist. But the game called Sonic the Hedgehog. Prince of Persia was fire. Remember that? Yeah, the Prince of Persia. Yeah. Yep, the old Prince of Persian games. Yep. But yeah, that's what that's like. That's like you making a Sonic the Hedgehog game with no Sonic the Hedgehog. That's like making a Crash Bandicoot without Crash Bandicoot. Crash not even in the damn game. But you got the other side characters taking the mantle. You know? That's crazy. Mm-hmm. And all these and like in The Last of Us, a lot of people was mad at The Last of Us too. They killed off the male character, the lead male character. They killed him off. And it just turned into a goddamn lesbian love fest. You know, Last of Us 2. I mean, it's just crazy, man, what these games becoming. Yeah, Joel. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they killed off Joel. Sony killed Spyro. Yeah, they ruined a lot of things, bro. They just destroying everything. I won't be surprised they just destroying a lot of things. You know, all they franchises that was dominated by male characters, it's like they neuter these male characters and they feminize it. You know, even Ratchet and Clank. They did it to Ratchet and Clank. They replaced Ratchet, I guess, with a new female character or something like that. I never played it in the Ratchet and Clank games before, but it's like it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic what Sony doing. It's like they trying to replace the male characters with new female characters. I won't be surprised they gender swap Sweet Tooth in a new Twisted Metal game. You'll have a female version of Sweet Tooth. They'll get rid of the original Sweet Tooth and replace them with a female crazy clown driving an ice cream truck. Yeah, they on some bullshit right now, Sony. They all on some bullshit. Straight up. They on some bullshit. I gotta call it out. You know? And this like they don't care. They must don't care about our money. But you're gonna still have people buying these bullshit games that they making though. That's the sad part about it. Cause you gotta think about it, like these gaming channels that got millions of subscribers that play games, they gotta play these games. That's part of their contract. They gotta play games they don't even want to play, but they gotta play just to keep their channel afloat, to make that YouTube money. That's what people don't understand, man. The bigger you get on YouTube, you a slave to this shit. Once you hit that $1 million subscribers and you monetize and you getting big money, you getting sponsorships, you gotta do what they tell you. You a slave. You gotta do what they tell you. That's what people don't understand, man. You know, a lot of these big YouTubers. Look what Kai Cenat going through right now, man. He losing his mind, man. A lot of these professional streamers, and you got people want to go to streaming university. I was watching a video the other day on YouTube that's talking about how people went to streaming university and they still never got accepted. People quitting their whole job just to go hope they could meet Kai Cenat and get accepted into a streaming university, quitting their whole damn job, man. That's some bull crap, man. Y'all some idiots. Everybody can't be a goddamn streamer, man. Everybody trying to be a streamer, they want a quick buck. They don't want to go earn nothing. They want a quick ass buck. Trying to look for a come up. You know. Yeah, he left streaming. He sure did. Because, you know, that's what people don't understand. Yeah, you could become successful streaming, but that shit take a toll on you in the long run. You know? Because you talking to thousands of people every day. You ain't going to even meet none of these people. You don't even know none of these people. You just sitting on your ass all day talking to people and making money and shit. Look at Mr. Beast. Even Mr. Beast crashing. Even Mr. Beast look like he falling apart. That's what people don't understand. These big time YouTubers, they will crash and burn. Too many personalities. Exactly. Because social media fame don't last forever. You know, it doesn't. It's like the music industry. Say that you got a popular artist in the music industry. Yeah, you'll be hot for a few seasons, but when you're not hot no more, people dropping you. They not really bumping you like that, like they was. That's how it is with social media streamers. You know, they might still, yeah, they still got all their followers and stuff, but their views ain't like it used to be. They probably still making decent money, but they falling off. They falling off. Yep. Too many personalities indeed. Yeah, I mean, people was quitting their job, man. You had this one single mother. She had 9 children. And she instructed one of her boys to call Kai Cenat a bitch ass nigga. That shit was messed up. That little baby, man, probably what, 2 or 3 years old. We hungry, Kai Cenat. We hungry. Yeah, we hungry. And one of them was like, bitch ass nigga. I was like, man, that's fucked up, man. Shit, what you teaching your children? Kai Cenat ain't gonna take you serious, woman. You got 9 goddamn children. Probably by different fathers for sure. You know, they crashing out because they got them demons on their back, and they probably pressure them into selling their soul or a-hole. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is no good. Yep. That's what it is. They gotta sell out. People don't understand. Yeah, and I'm gonna stand on what I say. All these big time YouTubers that's getting the golden plaques, that's getting the multi-million-dollar subscribers, they selling out. YouTube is like an extension of Hollywood now. You see that gold plaque is the equivalent of that star in Hollywood. Even though they don't go put their hand on the star, that gold YouTube, that golden play button is the same thing as that golden star on that Hollywood Walk of Fame. Because all those celebrities that got that star on that sidewalk, that golden star in Hollywood, they sell their soul. They sold out. Every last one of them. If you want to get that golden star cemented on that ground in Hollywood, you got to sell out. Got to sell your soul. So all these YouTubers, they got the golden plaque and got the diamond. Got diamond. Because I think there's something higher than gold. They got the ruby play button. I think they got the diamond. Yeah, I think if you get like 10 million, you get the diamond play button. Something like that. All those YouTubers that got them diamond play buttons and gold play buttons, man, they sold out. You know, they sold out. I think Angry Man sold out too, because he almost at 1 million. He sold out, Angry Man, because he used to be part of the Black Manosphere. He used to be with them same Manosphere niggas talking all that shit about black women. And all of a sudden, he almost to 1 million. Yeah, he sold out. He sold out. You know. Oh, yeah, he sold out. Angry Man sold out, man. No doubt about it, brother. Because come on now. How in the hell? I remember when he was like, well, let's see. We in 2026. About maybe 7 years ago, he was like, what, at 20,000 subscribers? 30,000 subscribers? And all of a sudden, man, he almost at 1 million? Oh yeah, he did something. He went through that door. Say like Rollo, he went through that door. Oh yeah, he went through that door. He went through that door. You best believe that. Oh yeah. Angry Man went through that door. And a lot of YouTubers going through that door. They taking that route. Oh yeah. They taking that route. Because if you true to what you say, your channel gonna struggle. Especially if you got a big channel and you not for the bull crap, you gonna stick to your guns. The algorithm not gonna push you. The algorithm is not gonna push you. Especially if you saying things that the algorithm don't want people to know about or talk about, they're not gonna push you. Oh yeah, every last one of these YouTubers that got gold play buttons, they sold out. You will be approached by those type of people in that industry. You're gonna be approached. Then you're gonna be a target. You're gonna be a bigger target. But you got all these people that want to be a streamer, man. They want to quit. Some people quit good jobs. You know, what value does a streamer add to society? You can't pit a streamer up against a garbage man, an electrician, a registered nurse, a doctor, a dentist, a bridge builder, an elevator repair technician. A streamer don't contribute nothing important to society. All a streamer does is be a bullshitter, talk all day, you know, and ask for donations and making YouTube social media money. But they could talk shit all about these men and women that work jobs like a nurse, a garbage man, a truck driver, whatever, blah, blah, blah. At least they making stable income. See, YouTube is no stable income. Because one month your check might be good. Next month the check might go down 20% lower. That's not no stable income. That's not stable income. And you got these grifters on here talking about, oh, quit your job. It's pointless working. They being supported. They being taken care of by somebody, or they collecting a check. You got I see a lot of these content creators. You got these grifting ass content creators talking about, oh, why you should not work a 9 to 5. How the hell are you not telling people not to work, but you making videos in a car? You got a roof over your head. Something ain't right. You grifting, motherfucker. You grifting. You working on the low. Because if you wouldn't had no job, you won't be able to have a car and have a roof over your head. But you want to tell people to quit it's pointless to work. You should quit your job, but you have a roof over your head. Yeah, you're being taken care of by somebody, or you're grifting. They got a lot of grifters like that on YouTube. I can't stand those type of grifters. I can't stand them. Because they selling people a lie. They selling people a lie. And you got somebody that'll be gullible enough to listen to that advice and quit their job. And next thing you know, they homeless. They losing their roof over their head. They losing their car because they listen to some random grifter ass YouTuber telling them to quit their job. That's not right. Yep, YouTube does has its pros and cons. That's everything in life. It got pros and cons. Yep. But you got some people that get so caught up in YouTube, it's like they gotta upload every day. They don't realize, man, that drain their energy. They gotta upload, they gotta edit them videos. But a lot of these YouTubers, they hire, you see, when you're a big YouTuber, they hire an editor. They don't really make their own thumbnails. All these big YouTubers, they don't do their stuff. They have people that does that for them. They got people that does the thumbnails for them, that edit the videos for them, and they pay them. They pay them. Like that clown Asmongold. I know you heard about Asmongold. That he like a gamer. I think he live in filth. They claim he got millions. He a millionaire, but he living like a filthy animal. Asmongold. You got the long hair. And he always wear a white t-shirt, and he's sitting in this damn dusty room. Yeah, Asmongold. I be like, man, y'all let motherfuckers like that become famous. a damn heathen living in filth in a roach infested house. You never heard of Asmongold? Yeah, he all over you. They be talking about him, you know. And most of his followers, they racist white incels. That's his followers, you know. Most of his followers that defend him, they're a bunch of racist white incels and shit, you know, in the game and posing as gamers. Because a lot of these racist gamers, man, a lot of these racist gamers in the gaming community, they incels, man. They probably had they white crush stolen by Tyrone or Ray J, and that Becky got piped down so good, and she never thought about another white man ever again, you know. And they became a racist incel that's hell bent on want to destroy all women and destroy all brothers. Exactly, brother. That's my point. They let the weirdos get rich, man. That's how stupid society is. Cause Asmongold, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing that's what he's just a damn heathen living in filth. You know, he talk about politics. You know, even though he started off as a gaming channel, cause his favorite game is World of Warcraft. I think he used to play that back then. Yeah, they let the buffoons and the weirdos get rich on YouTube and social media. It's crazy. Yeah, but Asmongold, yeah, man. I mean, people made videos about him. You know, he got into a few internet beef with other content creators. You know, and now they had this other guy, Gideon. I think he got caught up. He got arrested. Gideon, he a brother. He used to, I think he started off doing prank videos, and then he got into trying to catch predators and all that, like catching predators. I'm gonna have to go see what's up with Gideon because he got caught, he got arrested. So see, I mean, a lot of these YouTubers, man. Then you got Mad Black Entertainment, used to be known as Mad Black Atheist. Now I've been knew about Mad Black Atheist since the anime community. Like when I used to be in the anime community back in the day on YouTube, I'm talking about that was like when I was in my 20s. That was like shit, like damn near 20 something years ago. And some of these anime community YouTubers, they still out on the scene. But yeah, they had this one anime Mad Black Atheist, but he changed his name to Mad Black Entertainment. And he be going in on anime fans, and he be going on Dragon Ball. It's like he hating on Dragon Ball Z, man. This dude is bitter, man. Let me tell you something about Mad Black Entertainment. This is a bitter ass nigga. This nigga is bitter because I guess he got into a few beefs with other people in the anime community back in the day, and they got his channel terminated. And he's still butthurt about that shit. And so what he do, he dedicated his channel known as Mad Black Entertainment, going against Dragon Ball Z content creators, shitting on Dragon Ball, shitting on anime fans. He want to see anime is for losers. Motherfucker, anime is popular now. You got big ass names watching anime. You got celebrities watching anime now. Yeah, when us millennials was in high school and middle school, we probably had to hide the fact that we was into that shit. You know, some of us, because we'd get roasted, we'd get clowned and shit. You know, well, I never got clowned for watching anime, to be honest. I never got clowned because, you know, most people in my area, they was into Dragon Ball Z, especially in the hood, man. You know, a lot of people in the hood, you had some of them more gutter ass niggas was into Dragon Ball Z. I'm talking about cutthroat or shoot your ass, stab your ass in the New York second. You better not talk shit about Dragon Ball Z around them. They'd be ready to go to war on your ass. And they straight up street gutter ass niggas. Shit. Yeah. You know? Everybody in the hood knew about Dragon Ball Z, man. Yeah. But yeah, this Mad Black Entertainment, he was known as the Mad Black Atheist. I think he still got a backup channel called Mad Black Atheist, something like that. But now it's Mad Black Entertainment. He go against anime fans. He say, oh, anime is for losers. Okay, then why? You know, I think he doing that just for clout and trolling. But yeah, he crapping on Dragon Ball. He wanna compare Invincible to Dragon Ball. He wanna say the virtual mites are stronger than Saiyans or whatever. Man, I don't got time for that bullshit. You know, like I say, he's just a bitter ass nigga. That he's still mad to this day because they destroyed his channels. And I guess all the anime community turned on him on YouTube, and they got his channel removed. Yeah, the anime community is toxic too. Don't get it twisted. It always was toxic, even back in the day. Like I said, I wasn't doing content back then, but I was more of a viewer. Like when I was in the anime community, like they used to do the manga reviews. Like they used to, like some of these content creators would do their review. They review them. They would do weekly reviews on the manga chapters of Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. That was the big three. Yep, that's when the anime community was booming, like when the big three was on the scene. These kids will kill people for playing what they feel in anime. Literally, you're right, bro. Literally, it's a different generation. Man, yeah. Shit, you can imagine these days, say they make fun of somebody for having Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Man, that child will come back with an AR-15 and spray that motherfucker. What you saying about my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, motherfucker? I summon. He'd be like, I play this card, motherfucker. AR-15, spray him out. Splatter everywhere. Oh, yeah. He'd be like, I got a trap card for you, motherfucker. Yeah. Grenade. Shit. Gonna be like the damn gray-eyed dragon AR-15. He go blue eyes white dragon AR-15. Real talk. Shit. Yep, I'll summon you to the shadow realm. For real. Oh yeah, off of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm about to roll a D20 on your bitch ass. I cast the spell. Fireball, motherfucker. Oh, yeah. Yep, all there summoner. I'm going to summon a Hydra. I'm going to summon a 7-headed snake, a Hydra. Yeah, people crazy, bro. Yeah, it's a different world, man. Like I say, it's a different timeline. Yeah, it may be funny, but it's the truth. Yeah, shit. They'll attack the teacher. Said they take their Pokemon cards away. Man, them students, they'll start swinging on the teacher. You ain't taking my Pokemon cards. Oh, yeah. People getting stabbed over Pokemon cards. Yep. They better leave these kids alone. These kids, not with the bullshit. Oh, yeah. Children of the corn. They children of the corn. They gonna become children of the corn. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy out there. That's why I say, man, it's crazy. I don't know. Hey, they still be having school shootings and mass shootings. I find that crazy, man. It's supposed to be, they claim America's supposed to be like civilized, but we still got mass shootings, bro. We still be having mass shootings. Yep. That's sad, though. You're not really safe no more. You got to watch your surroundings. Even if you're just going right there to the gas station, you got to watch your surroundings, man, when you're pumping gas in your vehicle. Because it's wild out there. I don't care where you at. Even if you're just going to the post office, going to drop mail at the post office, at the mailbox, you got to watch your surroundings. Yep. And I don't know if you remember that clip, that airplane clip, when that white lady saw a reptilian on the plane. She was like, look at his eyes. His eyes just changed. Look at his eyes. You know, they shut her up. They must have paid her some hush money. They shut her up. I think she probably could have got visited by the Men in Black. You know, I don't know if you remember that clip. That was like, I think 2-3 years ago. It was this lady on a plane, and she was looking at one of the passengers, and I guess she saw his eyes slitted, and she must have think he was a reptilian. And I think they solid, so they gave her some hush money to tell her not to talk about it again. So she probably could have been visited by the Men in Black. They real too, the Men in Black. You see, they made a movie with Will Smith, but they not really like they entities. I think they some type of entities. Say like if you was to see like a creature or cryptid, something strange, and you start talking about it, you're gonna be visited by them. You're gonna be visited by these pale entities. They wear black suits, top hats, and the glasses, called the Men in Black. And they're gonna probably tell you not to. They're gonna tell you to stop talking about what you saw. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, they paid her a visit. Yep, they real, the Men in Black. We don't know. They could be some type of entity from another realm, aliens. But that's what they do. They say if somebody sees something weird. Yep, I think the Men in Black got humans working for them. Yeah, that too. Oh yeah. Maybe they could be we don't know, they could be aliens. They could probably be agents for the reptilians, maybe. But yeah, they out there. Yeah, if you see something weird and you start talking about it, yeah, they gonna pay you a visit. It's like they know. It's like they know. Yeah, that's kind of creepy too, man. You see two dudes dressed up saying they look alike, and they just give you that cold warning. They be straight direct with you. Stop talking about what you saw. Or they'll tell you to change up the story. Say if you see the Jersey Devil in New Jersey, they'll tell you, oh, you saw a eagle. Tell them it was an owl or eagle. They'll switch it up. They'll tell you that you saw an animal. That's what park rangers go through, because you best believe the park rangers at these national parks, they see cryptids every day. I won't say they see cryptids every day, but they'll probably see a cryptid a few times in their career, park rangers, and they probably got a sign disclosure that they saw a bear or a wolf. That's why I say bears always take the blame for what cryptids do in the woods. If bears could have talked, bears would be like, man, stop giving us a free case, man. That's not us turning up in the woods like that, man. That's Bigfoot and his homeboys. Stop blaming me. Stop blaming me and Smokey, man. Me and Smokey just trying to eat the honey out the woods. We trying to go raid the human camps and eat all that garbage and food. But that's not us doing it. That's Bigfoot and them and Dog Man. Yeah, because that'd be so hilarious. Bears would start protesting. You see bears all across America National Park protesting. Stop blaming us for the damn cryptids bullshit, man. Every time y'all park ranger humans see a goddamn Sasquatch, y'all want to say y'all saw a fucking bear. That'd be funny, man. I can see the bears just walking up right like a person having a protest sign. Stop blaming us on that shit, man. It ain't us that's taking them humans and abducting them. That's some of y'all own humans doing that shit. Y'all got these crazy satanic cults, man, abducting humans, and y'all want to say it's bears, man. No, we don't do shit like that, man. We don't worship the devil, man. We worship nature. We the bears, man. We worship the divine creator who created all this nature shit, man. Some of y'all call him Allah. Some of y'all call him God, Yahweh, whatever. We just know him as the all father that created the nature, the father of nature. That's what we refer him to, man. Because see them bears. That'll be so funny. Yeah. Shit. That'd be so funny. Stop blaming us and the foxes and the wolves and the eagles and the owls on all this shit, man. We just animals. We avoid those strange beings. We avoid them because they come after us too. Yeah, y'all think we the ultimate predator? No, man. We can't go up against a full-grown Sasquatch or dog, man. They'll rip us apart. We'll put up a good fight though, but it's a 50% chance we'll lose. Oh yeah. If I was a park ranger and I seen a Sasquatch and the head ranger be like, what you saw, Bradford? What you saw? What you saw? What you saw? What you saw? I saw a Bigfoot, goddammit. I know what I saw. You better put on that paper you saw a bear. What you see now? What you tell me what you saw? I saw Bigfoot, man. He was walking like he owned the place. You saw a bear. You want to keep your job? You better put on that paper you saw a bear. Okay, goddammit. Then what I saw? I saw a bear. Bear, bear, 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 bear. Bear, bear. I saw a fucking bear, motherfucker. Nah. But you know, deep down inside, you really saw damn Bigfoot or Dog Man or the Mothman or something. What have you seen Mothman? Well, you saw it was a bat. It was a bat. No, damn well it wasn't no goddamn bat. You saw a Mothman. You saw a Mothman perched up on a tree, man, glowing red eyes, just chilling. And he said something to me. He said, man, stop lying on us. That's what he told me. He said, y'all stop. He said, tell the truth. And he gave me a forewarning. He said, you see that fire? Watch a few miles from the ranger station. In 2 weeks, it's going to be caught on fire. He gave me a warning, a Mothman. Are you crazy? You crazy. We're going to have to, you better stop saying that about him. But that's what Mothman does. That's his power. He gives forewarnings. That's one of his abilities. Shut up about the damn Mothman and go back to work. The Mothman said, Ranger Freddy was supposed to be working at the fire watch 2 weeks, right? We can't have Ranger Freddy every day. He's going to burn down. He showed me the vision. The Mothman showed me the vision. I don't know why, man. He must have seen something special in me, man. He must have seen something special in me. He chose me. I'm chosen by Mothman, motherfucker. I'm chosen by the Mothman. You delusional. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 weeks off with pay. And if you come back 2 weeks later with this bullshit, we're going to fire your ass or put your ass in a insane asylum. Laughing, my, could you be a park ranger? Yeah, I think you got to take a course or something. Yeah, in a national park. Yeah, I think you got to have like a, yeah, it's some requirements you got to have. It's some requirements. But yeah, I mean, man, shit, you didn't see nothing. You saw a damn owl. It was a big owl. It wasn't no Mothman. And besides, we in a whole different state. The Mothman originated in West Virginia. That don't mean shit, motherfucker, man. A cryptid, they probably got Mothman. They say the Mothman, you might got moth woman, moth children. He probably got a whole colony of moth people, God damn it. And they'll fire my ass. They'll fire me, boy, because I'll be so real. I won't probably let it. If I see a cryptid, man, I'll be like, man, I saw a goddamn Sasquatch, man. He talked to me, man. I said, I come in peace, Sasquatch. I said, man, do what you got to do, big man, big guy. I'm just doing my job. Yep. But I don't want to see no Wendigo, though. Fuck a Wendigo. Them Wendigos, boy, they flesh eaters. They play with your mind. They'll call your name. You think that's your mom or dad. They call you, but that's a Wendigo. They'll be like, help me, help me. They'll like play like somebody need help. You go investigate the sound of that voice. Skinwalkers do that shit too. Skinwalkers, they know how to imitate voices good, you know. Yep. What's that, a Wendigo? Oh, a Wendigo is like a Native American, it's like a in Native American lore, it's a spirit. It's like a flesh devouring spirit. It's got different versions of the Wendigo. Like the popular form of Wendigo is like they got like a deer-headed skull. They mostly skinny. Like they tall. They be like 7 to 9 feet tall. Some of them could go up to 12 feet. You know, just Google. It's called a Wendigo. Wendigo. A Wendigo. Now in the Marvel comics, they got the version of the Wendigo, but their version of a Wendigo looked more like a Yeti. You probably seen the Marvel version of Wendigo. He fought Wolverine in the Hulk, the Wendigo. Basically, he more like a Yeti. But in folklore, Native American folklore, it's like a flesh, like say like to become a Wendigo, say like if you starving in the winter, like if it's cold in the winter, and you become consumed by the spirit of hunger, and you start eating human flesh, it's a possibility you could become a Wendigo. Yeah. Yeah, you probably never heard. You probably seen a picture of a Wendigo, but you didn't know it was a Wendigo. Like in certain media and certain video games and stuff, you probably seen it before, but there's different versions of it. But the most popular version of the Wendigo is like the deer-headed skull version. Yep. Yeah, because I was watching the Horrible podcast the other day. There's this horror fan dude. He be interviewing like horror people. He be interviewing witches, sorcerers, and all that shit. People that do supernatural stuff. He was interviewing a cryptid expert, and the guy was saying like the wolf is a difference between a wolf man and a werewolf. Like a wolf man is like, you know, basically a wolf man is almost like a half transformed werewolf. You know, like the Wolfman movie, and a werewolf is like a fully bipedal, 8 to 9 feet tall bipedal wolf with a tail. You know, got the super strength and all that. You see, they really water down werewolves, and like when they make like an Underworld, they water down the like it's because werewolves are strong, man. Werewolves probably could pick up a truck and throw it. Werewolves got superhuman strength, superhuman ability. They could do so much things, you know. But you see, they like to water down the werewolves because they like the vampires. You know, they always want to make the vampires come on top. But werewolves are strong, if not stronger than vampires. You know, that's bug out. In New York, we don't see that stuff too much because people be moving around. You best believe they got non-human entities in New York, the uncanny valley. You know, they out there. You know, oh yeah, New York. I won't be surprised they got mutants that live in the sewers of New York, like mutated beings, mutants. You know, they could have got exposed to some type of radiation. They became mutants. You know, because New York definitely got dark energy. They got entities out there in New York. Like when you think about the vampire and werewolf movies, most of the vampire movies they take place in Los Angeles, New York, Arizona, Louisiana, parts of Texas, because that's ley line. They got strong ley lines. I think they build the sports stadiums on ley lines. Like a ley line is it's like a certain coordinates on a map that got supernatural energy or magic energy, and they build. So if you build something on a ley line, and you a person that's got that type of stuff in your system, it'll channel your powers and shit. You know. And like I think a lot of the sports arenas they build on ley lines because they harvesting energy from the fans. You know, they harvesting that energy. And like in the underground parts of these states, you might have these entities. They harvest that energy. They feed off that energy. Yeah, there's a lot of strange stuff they don't want us to know about. They out there, but it's gonna come to the light because there's a scripture. I forgot what chapter it is. It talks about stuff like that. And I say like things that we never seen before gonna come out of the light, and man gonna faint from the heart, something like that. It's like they gonna faint because they never seen anything like that. You know, but it's gonna happen. You know. Because that would be bugged out, man. Just imagine a portal open up, man. You just see all kind of mythical beings and creatures just start wreaking havoc in the city. You know, that's going to be some bugged out stuff. People ain't going to be ready to see that. Man, you just see a whole army of centaurs running around with their weapons, you know, and minotaurs just tearing shit up, man. You know, oh, we spotted a tribe of orcs in the woods, orcs and goblins. You know, you're going to have the special forces going up against an army of orcs, you know. And I do think they got special forces that go hunt cryptids in the military. They just don't talk about it. I think the Green Berets and the Navy SEALs and on the terrorists they go after, they probably go after non-human entities too. But they can't talk about it. Hey, you remember Michael Jackson Thriller video? Thriller? Yeah, that man, them zombies was scary in there. That was creepy, boy. Thriller? Yeah. Man, the undead zombies was dancing with Michael Jackson. Boy, that was creepy. Oh yeah, I had a cousin, man. He used to be scared of that back then. He was scared of Thriller, the video. I think he was supposed to be a werewolf. I think, yeah, because his eyes was glowing yellow. I think he was supposed to be a werewolf. He was supposed to be a werewolf, but he had like the people that was dancing with him was the undead. He had the zombies dancing with him, and to say, you know what? Them zombies was scary as fuck. Well, and that wasn't no CGI bullshit. All that was makeup and costumes. It was a werecat. Okay, he was a werecat. Okay. A werecat. Yeah, they got werecats. She a werepanther, a werecat. See, when it comes to lycanthropes, you could make any animal into a lycanthrope. She aware hippo, aware rhino, aware elephant. You know, wolves don't got whiskers. Facts. It been a while since I seen the video. I thought, yeah, because his eyes, so he was a werecat. Okay. Yep, they sure don't got whiskers. He was a werecat. A were fox. He got all type, like in fantasy literature, man. You know, were boars, were gators, a were alligator, or were croc. Shit, who knows? Down here in Louisiana, we probably got were alligators. The legend of the were gator. You said that your cousin was scared of that video. That's funny. Yeah, he was scared. I think he was probably like a child. He probably was like maybe, 5 or 6 years old. Yeah, but he was a fan. He was a fan of Michael Jackson. But when he saw that Thriller video, he was scared. Yeah, that video was scary. Man, them zombies was creepy. And how they was moving. Yeah, and to say that wasn't no CGI, that was all makeup. But back in them days, that's what scary movies was scary. They had all that CGI stuff. Like scary movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Man, even Pet Sematary. I think Pet Sematary came out in 1989. That was a scary ass movie from the beginning to the end. I remember like the opening credits of Pet Sematary, how they was panning the camera around in the Pet Cemetery, and out of nowhere you see that random skunk just skirting around in the cemetery. Man, that was creepy. You just seen that skunk came out of nowhere, just running around in the cemetery, in the Pet Cemetery. Yeah, man, Pet Cemetery, that was scary, bro. And when they went to that Indian burial ground, when it was, man, it just show you that them heathens do all kind of crazy stuff. When you watch Pet Cemetery, this dude, when he dug up his child, right? When he dug up Gage from his grave and brought Gage's dead body and buried him in that Indian burial ground, and he thought Gage was gonna come back to life. No, it wasn't Gage. It was an unclean spirit in that young man's body, man. I won't be surprised if there's monsters who jam to Thriller. Yeah, for real. That's our jam. If they go to a party, yep. Oh yeah, I'm sure they will get down to that in a supernatural club. Have a zombie DJ, man, vampire, werewolf bouncer, vampires in the VIP just drinking and shit. With their thralls, which is a word for their servants, a thrall, because vampires, they gotta have their thralls, and any other type of creatures, Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a popular song, no Thriller. It's a popular song. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's a lot of strange stuff out there though. That's what and a lot of truck drivers, you best believe they see all kind of crazy shit. Truck drivers, especially if they driving late at night, they'll probably see some creature running across the road, you know, and they're starting them. Pick up supernatural hitchhikers. You can imagine being a truck driver, you pick up a hitchhiker, you thinking it's a person, and the next thing you know, it could be a ghost, an entity, a vampire, something. That'd be crazy. Yeah, he was definitely ahead of his time. Michael Jackson, there would never be another Michael Jackson, bro. His music was phenomenal. Come on now, you got music that making people faint at the concert, grown men crying, you know, I mean, he had the it factor. Michael Jackson, he just had that, he had the it factor. I mean, he could have moved a crowd. I mean, he was ahead of his time. And I don't think he did that to them children, man. I don't think, because the way he was, he want to kill a fly. He like, I'm Peter Pan, Leverland Ranch. I mean, I'm Peter Pan. I'm gonna be told that to the interviewer. Even though we know, yep, he was from the tribe of Judah, yep. And what they say about tribe of Judah, we could sing. A lot of people in the tribe of Judah is singers, even though Judah was warriors, but they could have also sing. Yep. He was talented, man. I mean, and you gotta think about it. I always say his name was Michael. It's something about the letter M. It's like when people names start with the letter M, it's like they damn good what they do. It's like, Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson, Masashi Miyamoto, man, that letter M, man, it means greatness. Michael, he named after the Archangel Michael. And we know Archangel Michael, man, he like one of the top tier archangels, man. He a badass. He the angel that kicked the devil out of heaven through the power of the Most High, Archangel Michael. See, when Archangel Michael show up on a battlefield, things about to get tear up. Oh yeah, the demons run. All the unclean entities, they get out of dodge. Oh, it's fucking Michael. We gotta go. Archangel Michael and his army on the field. Let's get out of here. It's too late. He about to tear y'all up with his flaming sword. He about to slaughter y'all. Archangel Michael. When I picture if I picture Archangel Michael, he'd be a youthful brother with dreadlocks, with golden armor, with golden angel wings, with a flaming sword, and have the devil getting destroyed by him, because the popular angel, Arch Michael, they always have him white. That popular Catholic picture of Archangel Michael defeating the devil. They gonna always put him white, They whitewash everything. They even whitewash the damn demons in hell. That's crazy, boy. How the Christianity messed up everything. You got everybody around the world believing that the creator was white, that the angel was white, that the demons was white, that even Satan was white, man. Satan was the first nigga, man. If God and Jesus was black, Satan was the first ass nigga, man. He was the first nigga in existence. Shit. Like they say, Jesus was a black man, Judas Iscariot was a nigga, a grimy ass nigga that betrayed Jesus, man. Yeshua, Yahweh Shai, even there wasn't even no letter J back then, and to be technically, if you want to say Yeshua's name in English, is Joshua. That's his name in English, because Jesus is Latin. So people all twisted. Religion got people minds messed up. Yeah, Jesus is Latin. So if you want to say Yeshua in English, it's Joshua. That's how you will say his name. It's Joshua. Yes, sir. Satan is definitely a nigga. For real, yeah. And don't give me, and he take on many forms. And you see, he gonna take on the form of the dominant society, Lucifer. So, he gonna take on the form of a white European, because the Gentiles are ruling right now, And that's how these fallen angels and fallen false deities is. They gonna go to the nation. They gonna take on the form of the nations that they trying to manipulate. That's what they do. They shapeshifters. That's all they did. Like all these pantheons of false gods, they fallen angels. What they did, they probably went to Egypt. They took on the forms of these Egyptian gods and gave them the story about them. Say, look, this is what we do. Give them that story, that mythology. And that's what you get mythology from. Same thing in Greek. You could have had this black fallen angel. He just took on the form of Zeus as a white Greek, and say, look, I am the king of the gods. And in reality, it's just one of the fallen angels that fell from heaven, Yes, Spanish people call the devil Jesus and or the Messiah, not sure. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, that's what they call Jesus. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, that's how they say Jesus in Spanish. Jesus. That sound weird, man. It's like you're saying, hey Zeus, man. Like, what's up, Zeus? That's crazy. Yeah, you're right. That they say, hey Zeus. That's how they say Jesus in Spanish. Yep. It's crazy. Yes, indeed. Yep, Jesus Christos. That's how they say Jesus Christ in Spanish. Jesus Christos. Christos or Christos, something like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, they still trying to push that lie too, bro. It's 2026. They still trying to push the lie with the whitewash Bible movies, the whitewash Bible stories. You know, they desperate to push that lie, man. They know the truth is out, man. People waking up, man. A lot of people know that Christ was black, but they still want to push the lie. They still want to put, even in Isaiah chapter 53 gives you a description of the Messiah. They say he was nothing to look at. He was undesired. He was a man of sorrows. So you know he was weighed down by a lot of burdens, the Messiah. But they want to picture this old Caesar Borgia image, man. You know, this pale hippie image, long hair, pale hippie looking image. You know, but if you read Isaiah chapter 53, it gives you another description of Messiah. You know, he was a man of sorrows. You know, he bared our burdens. I mean, he wasn't nothing to look at. You know what I mean? They just ignored him. He was invincible. He was an invisible man. He was invisible. You know. They hate that. They hate that our people are God's chosen people. Exactly. That is true. They hate the fact. They would rather drink acid than to accept a black Jesus, bro. They would rather drink cyanide, some of them, than to accept going to a heaven that's ruled by melanated people. And that seeing that the chosen people are melanated people. You know, they would rather drink acid or eat mashed potatoes laced with cyanide. They'd rather eat a steak and potato dinner laced with cyanide than to accept us as the chosen people. That's pride right there, bro. You would rather die from cyanide poison than to accept that melanated people, so-called black people, are the real Israelites. You know, that is crazy. That is so prideful. That is wicked. You know. But that's a lot of them, though. They're not going to accept that. A lot of them not going to accept that. A lot of Gentiles not going to accept that, bro. So it's only going to be, just like as they say, a small remnant of Israel going to make it to the kingdom. It's going to even be a smaller remnant of the Gentiles make it. You got to think about the remnant of the Gentiles that's going to accept the truth. It's going to be way smaller than the remnant of Israel that's going to be saved. You know, and that's crazy. That's crazy. Because you remember you had these videos of white people testifying, say, oh, the people of God are black. You best believe they probably got this owned by their family. Like you had some of these white men and white women coming on YouTube saying, oh, the real Jews are black. God's people, God is black, Jesus is black, and all that. They were spitting truth. You best believe they got this owned by their family. They probably even got death threats. They got death threats. I bet you some of them got death threats from their own people because they want to keep the lie going. They say, oh, you're not on code no more. You breaking the code. You breaking the code. You're not on code no more. So they probably got death threats. They probably lost their job. You know, they probably got shunned by their family. Yep. You best believe that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember them videos. Yeah, that was like about 5-10 years ago. I mean, it was all over. You know, talking about the real Israelites. And they probably might still be on this platform. You might still see them on like TikTok. They might be on TikTok, Instagram. And then they could use AI videos too. They could use AI content to tell the truth. Mm-hmm. But they're not going to accept that though. And you know what's funny? All the other nations know that truth. They know we're the people, especially on the east side of the world, like in Africa, you know, in the Middle East. And they know we're the people. Especially them Hamites, they know we're the people. Them Hamites, they know we're the people. Because when they come to America, boy, they look down on American blacks. They look down on us, boy. I don't know why. Because they know that we're the people. They know we're different. They know we got the charisma. They know we got the it factor as a people. We the salt of the earth. We the salt of the earth, man. I find it funny of all. Yeah, we at the bottom of the battle, but they still want to be like us. They want our swag. They want our charisma. They women wish they could have the beautiful features. I'm talking to you, Japan, especially in Street Fighter, Capcom. All these years Street Fighter been out, y'all want to make the female characters built like a sister, but y'all just started pitting black women in Street Fighter. You know, Tekken doing it too. All these Japanese fighting games, y'all design the female characters with the features of a sister, but y'all don't want to pit the real thing in the game. Y'all don't want to pit a black woman in the game. That's hypocritical, because the average Chinese woman ain't built like Chun-Li in reality. That's a rare thing. You might got some thick Chinese woman out there. You got some thick Asian woman, but it's a rare thing because they eat a certain diet. They eat a certain diet. Judah is the most highest favorite tribe. Yeah, we the king. Yeah. You see, we got the blessing. Even though Reuben was the firstborn of Jacob, Reuben was the strength. Because like in a Hebrew tradition, like the firstborn child, they say, oh, this is my strength. But Reuben fell off though, when he slept with one of Jacob's wives. That's when his tribe still was blessed, but he lost the mantle as being, the head tribe. That was passed on to Judah. Because Judah is the fourth tribe. Judah is the fourth tribe. And that's also the tribe of the lineage of the Messiah. The tribe of the kings. You had King David, King Saul, King Solomon, and all that. And after King Solomon passed, that's when the kingdoms were split in two. You had the northern kingdom and you had the southern kingdom. And the southern kingdom was consist of Judah, Benjamin, and parts of Levi. And then, the northern kingdom was the other tribes. Yep. I find it funny though. They want to call us everything but a child of Yah, but they want to be like us. They want to dress like us. You got these Gentiles want to sag their pants, getting the tattoos, getting the gold grills and the silver grill. I mean, they just want to be us, man. I be like, everybody want to be a Negro, but they don't want the Negro struggles. You got people, even Asians, man. Even in Japan, you got a subculture of Japanese people in Japan trying to be like hip hop, dressing like hip hop, wearing fake afros. They wearing afro wigs. Yep. That's weird, man, because they know they bland by nature. They bland because they know we the salt of the earth. They got no flavor. They definitely want to be like us. They got no flavor, man. They got no flavor. They got no flavor. Did natives started tattoos? And I think Native Americans, some Native American tribes, they're against tattoos. I think most Native tribes, they're against tattoos because they say it's a spiritual attachment. It's a spiritual thing, But I do know most Native Americans, they used to have the tribal painting. I think they was more into tribal painting and stuff. Now you got some modern Native Americans, they get tattoos, I guess to keep up with the trends. They might get a tattoo of something that represent their tribe. But in some Native cultures, I think they teach against tattoos. In some tribes, because there was a lot of Native American tribes. There was so many tribes. Some of the tribes we don't even know about. They had so many Native tribes. But when the Europeans came, man, they just started destroying everything. But I tell you one thing, the Comanche tribe, I think they was like the most badass Native American tribe in the top 5. You had the Comanches. Man, they'll attack anything. They used to attack other tribes, Native tribe. Nobody was messing with the Comanche tribe. They would, man, shit. You go on Comanche territory, boy, they be ready to attack you. Oh yeah, they didn't take no crap from other people, the Comanche tribe. And you had the Cheyenne, you had the Sioux, you had the Apache. You had so many tribes. You had the Blackfeet or the Blackfoot tribe. But of course, you know, when the Europeans came over, they brought the guns and the diseases, and then they used strategic warfare, and then they brought the religion. They tried. That's one thing I didn't like. They tried to talk about kill the native in them. They was trying to convert the natives into Christianity, having them cutting their long hair, denouncing their beliefs, and pushing white Jesus on the natives. You know, talking about, oh, y'all gonna burn in hell if y'all don't submit to this fake ass white Jesus, Cesarel Borgia, you know. And these tribes been practicing their belief for thousands of years before they had one European set foot in the American land. And Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. They had people already here before Columbus. So that's another lie. Talking about Christopher Columbus discovered the West, the New World. That's bull crap. How the hell he discovered land that was already inhabited by people living there for thousands of years before he was even born? That's some bullshit. And they still want to celebrate a day after him, Christopher Columbus Day. When they came there on them ships, they grape and pillage. That's what they came to do. They came with the diplomacy, but in reality, that was on their mind was to grape and pillage and take over the land, kill the men, grape the women. You know, that's their whole playbook. They like when they used to go to war with the native tribes, they'd wait for all the men to go out there and hunting and gathering, and they attack the village with the women and children. That's some coward ass shit. The Europeans, they was cowards for that shit. That's weakness. Y'all gonna go attack the women and children while the warriors going out there and hunting and doing they duties as men instead of go fight the men, because y'all know y'all was gonna die. You know, you see, you know, yeah, y'all would have killed someone, but y'all would have died too. So that's how you know they scared to die. They scared to die. That it is cowardly, bro. They gonna go attack the elderly, the women and children in the village, while the men go out there and hunting and gathering. They did that to all the lands they went to, and just they did that to all the lands they went to, and trying to take over and pillage. And I still say that the Battle of Wounded Knee, that was retaliation for what they did to Custer, the native tribes. The Battle of Wounded Knee, when they surrounded like a group of natives, and they just started raining fire on them with Gatling guns and shit and shooting them. Yeah, the Battle of Wounded Knee. That was revenge for Custer. I'm going to stand on that. I'm standing on that. And that's my belief and opinion, because they were so butthurt with what they did to Custer. But Custer was an arrogant motherfucker. George Armstrong Custer, he was arrogant. He thought he was going to be able to take on a large army of natives with 260 men. They showed his ass. Custer's last stands, my foot, they wiped him out in seconds. He had 260 men allegedly going up against 1,000 native warriors led by Crazy Horse. You know, Crazy Horse led like 1,000 warriors, and man, they destroyed the shit out of Custer's little army. 260 against 1,000. It could have probably been more than that. You know? And I stand on it, like a few years later, they had the Battle of Wounded Knee. That was revenge for Custer, man. Them white folks was so butthurt that what they did to Custer, and after the battle, they mutilated them boys, they mutilated them white boys, cut their ears off, cut their arms off and shit, chop them up, and left them for the birds to feed on. Yep. That was every white man's fear, boy, back in them days, to get scalped by a native. They didn't want to get their hair scalped. Them natives used to scalp their ass. Used to take them knives and them, scalp their, oh yeah. Get them tomahawks and spears ready. And then you see the natives, they used to lace their arrows with poison too. They used to lace their arrows and spears with poison. So if you get stabbed by a spear or arrow, you get hit with an arrow, man, you got that poison seeping through your veins. And then in a few seconds, you out of the world. You go into the shadow realm. Oh, yeah. Yep. That's like a scene from 300. Oh, yeah. They want to see. That's mythology to me. American Custer's last stand. More like a wipeout. They talk about they all fought to the last man standing. Bullshit. Custer's last stand. Shit, they probably got wiped out in about a few minutes or a few seconds. Facts. Natives be hitting their targets on point. Exactly. That's power, bro. They be shooting their arrows while the horse be galloping at a fast speed. You know what? You gotta have good hand-eye coordination to do that. I know that's hard. That's difficult to do. You on a horse, man. You're on a horse going, the horse moving fast, and you still shooting the arrow. Man, that's power right there. I know that's difficult to do, man. It's difficult to probably shoot a gun while you riding a horse, at a fast speed. That's why I say, man, they were so in tune to nature. They had special abilities, the natives. You had the shaman healers, you had the medicine men and the medicine women using the herbs from the earth to cure diseases and stuff. They had the sweat lodges, where they sweat out all the negativity in their body and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And a good amount of black people, they got native blood in them. They got that native blood in them because like my great grandmother and grandmother, they had that native blood in them on my mama's side. They had that native in them. Hey, the natives that they show on TV and the natives these days aren't the real natives. Or you talking about the $5 Indians? Yeah, the true natives are copper skin, bro. They had melanated skin. The true natives, yeah, those modern day natives, that's $5 Indians. That's offshoots. That's admixtures. That's not the true natives. They are the whitewashed natives, exactly. Because the true natives, they was melanated. It was copper skin. They was brown skinned. So they're them natives that you see today, they look more Asian. They got more Asian features. Like they mixed with Asian and Caucasian probably. They could probably be Eurasians. Yeah, the whitewashed natives. Yeah, that's not the true natives. And then you got Caucasians posing as Native Americans. I'm talking about full Caucasians. They look blue-eyed, blonde hair, talking about they're Native American. Man, they need to go sit their monkey ass down. But they still got their white privilege card. They talking about, oh, I'm a Cherokee. I got Cherokee in me. I got Cherokee. I got Irish. I got Apache in me. I'm like, go sit your white ass down. You're a Caucasian. I bet you on your birth certificate it say Caucasian. Shit. I can't stand when them heathens do that, bro. They be like, oh, I got Irish in me. I got a little German and I got Native. Man, go sit your ass down, you heathen. Shit. I hate when people do. I even hate when black people do that shit, man. They want to claim all these nationality, man. You're a Negro, man. Shit. Man, I can't stand when people do that shit. They want to come up with all these multiple lineages. You ain't nobody special. You want to be somebody important. Shit. That don't mean shit when you get pulled over by the damn state trooper. If you're going 65 in a 40 mile per hour on the highway, you get pulled over by the state trooper. He ain't gonna want to hear that shit. He gonna want to see your license and registration. And I bet you he pull up your information. He probably could pull up your birth certificate. It's gonna say either black or Caucasian. Ain't gonna say none of that admixture bullshit. Ain't gonna say 3/5 German, 2 parts American, 3 parts German, whatever bullshit, and 1% there. Ain't gonna say none of that bullshit. It's gonna say Caucasian, black, Asian, or whatever you care. You remember that Clay Bigsby, Dave Chappelle skit? Yeah. Man, yeah, Chappelle had some funny skits, bro. Back on Comedy Central, yeah. Yeah, but they got our boy, though, man. They got our boy Chappelle. They got him, bro. They got him. He like, I don't want to put on no dress. That is true. Why they want to make brothers always wear a damn dress, man? Fuck that shit. Don't want to put on no damn dress. That's for a woman to put on a dress. Shit. Yep. I can't stand that, man. They want to feminize the brothers, man, in Hollywood, making them wear a damn dress. You think they clone him? Yeah, it's a possibility, man. I think they got him, bro. Because he refused to put on that damn dress. Hollywood, it was that weird stuff, bro. They weird. They straight up weird. They always want to be quick to put a brother in a dress, man. Even in the sports industry, I'll never forget Denzel, not Denzel, I mean Dennis Rodman, excuse me. Dennis Rodman, he was wearing dresses. He was always weird though, Dennis Rodman. He was always weird, but he was a good rebound specialist though. He was on that weird stuff, But he was a good rebound specialist. They want us to wear dresses to make mockery of the Most High. Exactly. That's all that is. That's all that is. Because they know the men of Judah is the dominant, stronger man, so they got to feminize them. That's why it's a war on black masculinity. It always was a war on black masculinity, even in chattel slavery. They'll take the biggest, strongest brother and bug break him. It's like they'll do a humiliation ritual in front of all other slaves. Ain't nothing new under the sun. They had humiliation rituals in slavery. They would take the strongest slave, the biggest and strongest slaves, and bug break them, or they'll kill them. They'll torture them and rip them apart. So it'll instill fear in the other slaves. It's the art of making an example out of somebody. And that's what they did. They made an example out of a person, a stronger slave, and instill fear in the other slaves to not rebel or kick back against the master or overseers. But they don't want people to learn about that in school. They trying to do away with all that. They trying to change the history books. Now they want to say our people came here as what, indentured servants, whatever, however you say that damn shit. Indentured servants. That's a damn lie. That's a lie from the pits of hell. That's a lie from the pits of hell. And I find it ironic. Last month, Juneteenth is the same month of Pride Month. Why y'all want to pit Juneteenth, Pride Month, with the same as Juneteenth, the Pride Month, man? And then yesterday was the 4th of July. Or the 4th of Daylight, the 4th of July, America was never great. You got these MAGA cult out here, the MAGA cult, talking about make America great again, man. Yeah, make it great again. You're like, when this country was great. 250 years. Nah, that's how old America is, 250. Now, the land mass is older. The continent is way older, but the country itself is like 250 years old. 250 years old of deceit, conquest, grape, enslavement, taxes. 250 years of that shit. Yeah. Join it. And then they'd be like, oh, if you don't like it here, then get the hell out. I find it funny. I bet you a lot of these expats, these white expats, they probably was pro-American. Now they move overseas. They going to Thailand. They going to these East Asian countries and having their way with the women, because they got money. See, yep, America is definitely part of Babylon. Oh yeah. They've been saying that. Even the reggae brothers that make the reggae music in Jamaica, they be like, burn Babylon, fire, burn Babylon down. They be making songs like Bob Marley made songs about it. They know, the Rastafarian brothers and sisters that practice, they know, man, they know America is, yeah. Yes, indeed. Like I'll say, America, man, is becoming a dystopian society, a third world country. It's like that. Look, it's like that. Now look at California. You got Skid Row. All over California, the homeless population growing. It's a mess. It's a hot mess in certain cities. But they want to say this the land of the free, the land of opportunity. In some states, they make it illegal to be homeless. Where you want people to go? If they can't afford to live, if they can't afford an apartment or a house, that's all they got left is to sleep in their car. And you got these dumbass, like if I was a police officer, I'm gonna keep it real. If I was a police officer and I was an officer that's in a state that was illegal to be homeless, I won't even antagonize a homeless person. I'll let them be. I won't even, I'll say, look, you're sleeping in your car, I'll be like, be safe out there, watch your surroundings, and I'll keep it moving. I won't pressure them, I won't try to ask for their ID. I'll let them go. Why the hell is it supposed to be illegal to be homeless? Where you want these people to go? They fall on now. Even though some of them, they could have probably burned bridges, but most of these homeless people, they fall, they're going through it. And some of them have jobs. You got some homeless people, they got good jobs, but they can't afford, the cost of living is so damn high, they can't even afford to get a 1-bedroom apartment, so they gotta sleep in their car, their RV or truck, you know. But yeah, in some states, they want to make it illegal to be homeless. That's wickedness. So where you want these people to go? They can't, and they don't pay for them to put them in jail because they ain't gonna be able to. It's like what I think they're gonna start doing. They probably already out. They probably got the concentration camps ready. They're gonna just start taking these homeless people off the street and they're gonna put them in concentration camps. That's what's gonna end up happening. But we ain't, they already got the concentration camps. They all over America. They just not announcing. They out there. They out there. That's what they gonna do to the homeless that they can't get off the street. They gonna round them up and put them in them concentration camps and have them work for free labor and do experiments on them. Straight up diabolical stuff. That's straight up diabolical. Illegal to be homeless. It's like, man, you can't help, it's like they falling on hard times. I hate to see veterans homeless because they fought for this crappy shit and then get treated right. I'm with you on that, brother. I hate that shit too. That shit burn me up. That shit pisses me off. That shit pisses me off. I get mad when people crap on veterans because they had to deal with a lot of shit. They saw shit that we can't even imagine, especially the Vietnam. I bet you they saw so much horrors in that Vietnam jungle, even in the Middle East. Like when they had the war after 9/11, they saw, because man, you gotta think about it, bro. The Middle East, that's nothing but desert and mountains, and that's ancient land, man. They got so much dark energy, man. They got that old dark energy pre-flood, before the great flood, man. Still roaming around in them lands. And them soldiers saw some things that traumatized them. I'm talking about things on a supernatural level, bro. But they just don't talk about it. They just say they got PTSD, from the war. But I know they seen some shit. Shit that'll make a normal person go mad, bro. That's in all wars. All the wars, But they want, and you got homeless veterans, they ain't getting their V8 benefits. They got to fight to get their V8, their vet benefits at the V8 office. Oh yeah, they still around. Yep, like the ogres in Middle East. Yeah, you know what I'm talking. You already know where I'm going at with that. The jinn, like the jinn is the jinn. They got their own society, the jinn. They got their own hidden city, called it. That's what it means. The hidden ones, the jinn. Like the Afridi, the genie. They got the elementals. You got different types of genies. You got the fire genies, the water, which is called a marriage. I think the Afridi and the marriage, they like the strongest type of jinn. And you got the air jinn, you got the earth jinn, and you got different abilities. They got powerful magic. They got their own society. They live in their own hidden city in the desert, and they roam the desert. And then you got these unclean spirits that roam the desert. You got all type of entities, Yeah, it's crazy, man. There's a lot of crazy things. Yeah, because they say it's a hoax, though. They say like they had a platoon, they encountered some type of giant in a cave in the Middle East. It's called the Kandahar giant. It's like this 11-foot tall red-headed giant, and it took a lot of Buddhists to take down that giant. He stabbed one of them soldiers with a big giant spear. They want to say it was a hoax, though. No, it wasn't no hoax. That was a probably could have been the offspring of a Nephilim. Yep. Exactly. That was a Nephilim. And I think they probably got a whole colony of giants, because the Middle East is a big land, bro. Afghanistan, they say that land mass is big. They got so much uncharted mountain ranges and land in that desert in Afghanistan. Oh yeah. And you gotta think about it, it get pitch black in the desert at night, bro. And it get pitch black in the desert at night. If the moon ain't out, it's pitch black in the desert. You could tell. And I never even been in the desert before, but you could just tell, man. It be so pitch black in the desert, and it's cold too. You don't know what's out there stalking you. You could have some type of unclean creature stalking your platoon, you know? Yeah. But people thinking, but normal people, oh man, you bugged out, Moshe, you bugged out, you talking all that crazy supernatural shit. Man, you an idiot for believing that humans is the only thing on this earth. Ain't no way. Exactly. Come on now, them spirits, like after the great flood, okay, he destroyed the Nephilim. They spirits still linger. They spirits still linger around, and these spirits angry, they hungry, they still want to oppress the living. Yep. But people think that's all. They want to say, oh, the Bible is BS, the Bible is man-made. But okay, then why is it illegal to read the Bible in certain countries? Why are they putting people to death for reading the Bible in Islamic countries? If you get caught with a Bible in an Islamic country, you could probably be put in jail or executed, especially if you're a native to that country. If you're in Iran, if you're an Iranian person and you want to convert to believing in the Bible and they find out about it, man, they're going to execute you. They're going to execute you on the spot probably. So if the Bible is this and that, then why they trying to ban the Bible in America? They trying to push the Bible away in America. Because they want a godless society. That's what they want. They want a godless and moral society. Yeah, you get caught with a Bible in some of these Islamic countries, man, they're going to put you in jail or probably execute you. And some countries, they going to can you. They're going to whip you with a can switch. They call it canning. Like in China, you got some Chinese people, they want to believe the Bible. They got to read the Bible in secret in China, in parts of China. If they get caught, they'll probably get arrested. They better come worship the God of Israel, especially the people in East India. I think in East India, they got some of the most bugged out beliefs. They be covering themselves in dung, rolling around in crap, in animal crap. That is disgusting. The God of Israel would never tell his chosen people to roll around in animal crap. That is filthy. Yeah, in East India, they got temples devoted to rats. I mean, have all these mice and rats just eating food in the temples. Man, they worshiping some 30 gods, some 30 false gods. And they like curry. I bet you that curry, see, that curry make them crap a lot. I know that curry be so spicy, they probably get the runs for eating all that spicy curry. I couldn't eat no curry if it's going to have me crapping like that. That's a popular Indian dish, curry. Curry chicken, curry rice, But it's spicy, man. It'll give you the runs. Ain't them people King Solomon lusted for? Man, he lusted for a lot of women, King Solomon. A lot of foreign women. From all around the neighboring lands and stuff. If King Solomon could have lived in a fantasy world or science fiction world, he'd be Captain Kirk. If King Solomon was in Dungeons and Dragons, he'd have elven wives, dwarven wives. He'd probably even have a few orc women. He have a few half Israelite, half elven children running around. Yeah. But that's just human nature, human man nature. If we could have traveled the stars, we want to be like Captain Kirk. That's what Captain Kirk did, man. He was going all over the galaxy trying to get with alien women, in Star Trek, Captain Kirk, Uh-huh. Yep. That's every man's dream to be like Captain Kirk. If he could have traveled the stars or be in the fantasy world, he want to explore different flavors of the female anatomy from different species. It was a Satanist species, that's intelligent, that could walk on two legs. There's a saying about humanity. If humanity can't screw or eat a bean, something like that, they hate it. It's a weird saying, humanity is a trip. Humanity is a trip. But it's the other way around for the entities, because the entities feel the same thing about human women, like orcs, ogres, trolls. That's why the fallen angels did what they did. They lost their divinity, man, because they lusted for some human women. Lost they spot in heaven. Buffoons. Straight up buffoons. Yeah, that galactic, that galactic. Oh, it's crazy. Like an old wise dwarven warrior said, an old wise dwarf once said, elven woman, human woman, orc woman, gnomish woman, it doesn't matter. It's all pink in the middle and the inside. Like an old dwarf once said. While you roll it up, black, white, green skin, blue skin, purple skin, it doesn't matter. It's all pink in the inside. Ooh, damn, it's 2 hours and 13 minutes already, boy. Time rolling. Time rolling. Yeah, I'm about to shut it down too, because I gotta get my day started. I gotta do a few things. I gotta go do my laundry and stuff. I would have did it yesterday, but I had to work yesterday. And I'm off today, and I go back to work tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta do a few things too. So I'm about to wrap this stream up. But all I gotta say is, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Shout out to Naomi, shout out to Brother Lost, and shout out to those that listen in the background. But man, Sony, all I gotta say about Sony, y'all get two middle fingers from me right now. It seems like PS5 is gonna be a lot of people last console, because I'm kind of on edge not to get a PS6, and I'm not in a rush to get a PS6. Now that I know what Sony doing, now they on some bullshit. They want to be evil. They don't want to appreciate the gamers, and that's one thing. A lot of us Sony fans, we loyal. We've been loyal since PlayStation 1. We loyal, man. That's the thing. That's like loyalty. The quality of loyalty don't exist no more. They don't exist. They don't appreciate our loyalty. We in them times, bro, it's definitely speeding. Oh yeah, it's speeding up. Time speeding up. You're right, because look what we in the middle of the year already. What is July? Once we get past summer, that's a wrap, bro. Once we get past July and August, that's a wrap, man. Once we get towards the fall and holiday season, before you know it, we'll be in 2027, most high willing. That time is rolling, bro. It is. It is. But all right, man, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all have a blessed day, man. Watch y'all surroundings. Watch everywhere y'all go, man, because it's weird out there. There's a bunch of weirdos. There's a lot of throw it off people, man. And y'all stay grounded. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.